Hey everybody, here I am with my little world that I've been creating, and you can see behind me is a tiled wall that I built starting with a cube, and I put it behind my artists because I feel like they might need a little something to sort of center them in the world. So I thought it would be fun to build a planter to go with that. So we're gonna head on over here and I found it's kind of weird, like getting yourself into the right position to build things. So we're going to oops, create, and we'll start with this shape and see what we can do. So I'm not really sure where, if it matters, like, you know, where you put it as far as up or down, or like where your, more so where your cursor goes. But we'll experiment with that. So there's got to be a Z number. That means it's flat, but I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So if anybody knows that number, I'd appreciate it. I don't know, maybe it's 20.25 or something. That seems to be in the ground a little bit. So it's weird. It seems kind of random. Maybe it could also be related to the positioning of the floor that's actually here. Who knows? So what I want to do though is actually turn this thing upside down. So we're going to experiment with rotating. Let's see. Do 0 back. Oh, it's just easier to play with things. If you understand the axis that it's resting on, it's a lot easier to figure it out. So there we are back with our high school geometry, who we were told we would need, right? We didn't believe it. This actually makes it a little easier too to understand if it's sitting on the ground or not. Huh. Curious. I feel like there has to be a value for that. All right, so I'm gonna make this bigger, and I mean, you can glide it around the grid for positioning, and this is also a good way to go for both directions. So these little tools are pretty cool. And let's see, I think this is, whoa, not sure what I did there. Okay, we won't worry about that. I haven't really explored these too much. I wonder why that kind of went off the grid. Interesting. Okay, so I wonder if my ground is floating up high for some reason. Anyway, I'll let that go, and I'm just going to change the size of it here. So I'd say I want it about double the size. So since that says 0.5, I'm just going to make it 1, and do that for each piece. And then I want it a lot taller than it is, so I think we'll make it 3 and just see what proportion that makes it. Well, that's kind of interesting, right? Because it was interesting. Okay, so I don't really want it that tall, so maybe we'll make it 1.5. That seems kind of, that's proportionate. Of course, now I've got to put it back down on the ground. So that's the thing I don't get. Kind of want to know that, if there's a value. Okay, so that looks pretty neat. I'm going to make it a hollow shape, which I figured out how to do the other day. Can't remember. Let's see. General. It was a thing. Object, twist, top shear, dimple. One thing I will share is the idea of phantom. So phantom is what I chose for the wall, and that enables me to walk through it. So there are little tips here that tell you what is what. And I won't make this one phantom. All right, let's see, content. I can't remember how I did that. Texture is where we would change the appearance of it, the face of it, and I think it should probably match my tile here. Of course, it would be helpful to know which. It's probably called stone or something. Stone tile. Hey, look at that. What I thought was pretty cool is the ability to change the scale of the tile to one another. So this one's a 1-to-1, but you can see if I start changing that, it'll expand the look of the tile. And actually, I kind of like that. That's a coordinating effect, so we'll stick with that. Okay. I wish I could figure. Oh, there's hollow. It was right in front of me the whole time. That's silly. I think I did that before with something else. Okay, so I'm going to make it hollow because what I'd like to do is give it the appearance of a planter. So we'll leave it at that, and then later, hopefully, I'll be able to put some plants in it. Oh, so probably I want it to be phantom if I'm going to put a plant in it. So I'll check that box and see what we have. Okay, so there we have it. I made a little planter to go. Oh, isn't that lovely? Looks kind of like wood. To go with my wall here, and I want to move it over just a little bit, so we're going to scoot it this way. Something like that. Okay. Great.